information from Renegade Brewing.
I'm standing on the edge of a cliff. Realize there must be more to life than this. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far.
Breathe you in like oxygen. Oh, in an otherwise suffocating world. I'm reaching out for arms, I'm drowning in the open-ended love we're making, girl. Exhale the past, inhale a future that lasts. Change my heart, change my mind. For the last time, wanna believe in the life I've led. I don't wanna leave another word unsaid. You know my heart will follow you in tomorrow. In tomorrow. Shared my evidence you once really cared. I'm reaching for a hand to pull me up, one open to an everlasting love. Exhale the past, inhale a future that lasts. Change my heart, change my mind. For the last time, wanna believe in the life I've led. I don't wanna leave another word unsaid. You know my heart will follow you in tomorrow.
is information from Renegade Brewing.
not you learn.
See through the heart that bears it all. Take it apart, throw it away, put it back together again.
It's not you learn.
I'm never on time, aren't I? What is up, all you dons? Jaggy here. Lighting shit. This always happens because I wake up early and the sun doesn't come out right away. I mean, it's coming out, but it's not fully out, so I have to make do with what I get. But that being said, what is up, guys? How are you all doing this fine afternoon for the most of you? I'm trying to fix something real quick. Okay. All right, so I'm a bit concerned about this one. Charlton are in good form. They won their last two. They're a bit of a weird side, though. They've been mixing around some players, you know, having some players in and out of the rotation. They have Blackett Taylor out on the left-hand side. Or actually, it would make a lot more sense if I actually had the lineups pulled up, but I don't. But they're playing a 3-5-2 with Blackett Taylor out wide on the left and then Matthews on the right. They've been rotating midfielders. You know, Ben Purrington used to play for AFC Wimbledon first season, actually, 2018-2019. But yeah, Ben Purrington sometimes would start on the left-hand side, I think, right? No, right-hand side, Pardon me. And also at the striking position, they have Connor Washington, who had a bit of an injury, but he is their leading goal scorer with 8 goals. He has returned to the side today. But they also rotate their other strikers sometimes. Sometimes they've been having Chukas Aneke come in the side as of late. Chukas Aneke, I think, only has 3 starts. Yeah, 3 games played, 3 starts, 1 goal. He was on loan from Birmingham, I believe, but they re-signed him. Not an extremely prolific goal scorer, except for the 2020-2021 season where he scored 15 goals for Charlton. Other than that, it's been kind of inconsistent, you know, in and out. 2013-2014, 14 goals for Crew, and then, you know, you see him score only 2 goals for a Belgian Pro League side. Played for Milton Keynes, actually, for 3 seasons, so... I did talk about how we could sign Chukas Aneke as a replacement for Joe Pigott earlier, like before the season started. I didn't realize he actually played for MK, so that probably wouldn't have gone over very well with the AFC Wimbledon faithful. But he's going to be starting today. They sometimes would have, what's his name? Jonathan Lako, who has some experience playing for West Bromwich Albion, actually. On average, would play about 9 to 10 games for the 6 seasons or so that he played for West Brom. But 1 goal, 0. Yeah, only 2 goals for those 5 seasons. I mean, he's a decent striker in terms of dribbling ability. Not very prolific. So I guess they'd rather have Chukas Aneke, who's a little bit better on the finishing department, I guess. but also kind of inconsistent. So, yeah, Charlton's certainly, rotating players in and out. As for AFC Wimbledon, let's see. 4-2-3-1 with Hardigan and Marsh on the center defensive midfields. Asal, Chislett, Rodoni, and Cosgrove. Sam Cosgrove starting up top. The signing from Shrewsbury. I'm excited to see Cosgrove today. I mean, he's kind of like a slightly younger version of Ollie Palmer. Hasn't really seen too much success in the last, I'd say, 2 seasons of his playing career. Was very prolific back at Aberdeen. Averaged just about 0.5 goals a season in the 2 seasons that he played for Aberdeen. And I'm excited to see how he's going to do today. 4-2-3-1, obviously, that's never going to change. I think against established defensive units like Charlton, I think a 4-2-3-1, you don't want to change it, right? You want to go with what you know. But hopefully we can see it too up top to end the season because, Aaron Cosgrave has looked positive in these last couple of games or so, coming off the bench against Shrewsbury and then coming off the bench against both Shrewsbury and who did they play last time? I forget. Oh, Cheltenham, yeah. But Aaron Cosgrave looked pretty spry, looked very, I don't know, hard to explain. Terry Oblate not nearly as established, but does look good in the pace department. It's just that we isolate him too much. So hopefully we can see it 2 up top later with Cosgrove and Cosgrave. I think they'd be very good in the link-up play, but Cosgrove just going to play up top by himself. Chislett going to be starting over McCormick at cam. I think McCormick was kind of lackluster in the last game out against Cheltenham. Probably needs some rest, so we're going to have Chislett playing. Chislett's been fantastic in the last 3 games. Coming off the bench in the last fixture against Cheltenham and starting the previous 2 outings before that one. So Hardigan also has been decent as of late. Been pinging some pretty good passes together, except on a couple of instances where he gave a couple of passes away against Cheltenham. Second half looked very solid against Cheltenham. He put some great balls into the box, and all it needed was just a finishing touch. Unfortunately, the likes of Oblate, Rodoni, and every once in a while you'd see Aaron Cosgrave in the mix. Unfortunately, couldn't finish their headers. A couple of times you'd see Oblate and Rodoni heading it straight to the keeper, just not with enough power, whatever the case may be. So hopefully Hardigan can ping more balls to the box, and we can have Sam Cosgrove, who's fairly tall, can win some headers in the air. Hopefully he can get on the score sheet with a header or maybe a poacher's goal type of deal. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking, my man. I think plenty of question marks for AFC Wimbledon in terms of where the goals are going to come from, but I'm still confident that the Dons are going to nick a draw from this one. Not too confident in a win again. I don't see any way in which AFC Wimbledon will win this one. But I think defensively they'll still be pretty sound. Nightingale and Hennigan had a bit of a tough one last time out in terms of marking, in terms of tracking back, balls over the top. But I think they'll do decent in this one. That being said, Connor Washington, 8 goals in the season, in and out of the starting rotation because of injury. I think he's decent. Chuka Saneke, while he is a bit inconsistent, also decent on his day. And I think we'll have a bit of a hard time containing them. But I think we'll do enough to prevent Charlton from scoring more than 1. I think they'll score 1. I think Chislett actually will get on the score sheet today. I know a bit of a hot take. Chislett will score, but I think he will. And I think it's going to be a 1-1. I think it's a 1-1 written all over it. That being said, let me set up the iFollow. Game's probably starting up, actually. Hold on. Oh, moment of silence, actually, for... I looked at the Charlton Twitter. They said somebody passed away, whether it was a player or... let me confirm that, actually, because I want to make sure I don't spread any misinformation. There will be a period of applause before today's game in memory of Ben J. The players will also be wearing black armbands. Ben J, I think he's a super fan or something from what I'm seeing. Yeah, I see a picture of somebody in a wheelchair. Oh. Well, whoever Ben J is, rest in peace. That being said, we're going to start up in about, I'd say, 15-20 seconds. Pretty excited to see Sam Cosgrove today. Not super excited about how this game will turn out. Like I said, I don't see AFC Wimbledon nicking a win today, especially away at Charlton. Charlton with a decent home record, actually, with, let's see, 6 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses. Yeah, so 21 points at home, 15 points away from home. It's not a complete fortress, but you know, decent record at home. So I see a draw written all over. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a win though for Charlton. I think it's gonna be a 1-1 or 2-1 for Charlton, in my humble opinion. But we'll see how this goes.
Straight away a throw into Charlton.
I'm gonna be listening to the away commentary. Well, it is set at the away commentary right now, but away commentary not available currently.
Sunny day in London town today, but a bit more cloud. It's kind of crept into the equation, but still very bright out there on the field.
Yeah, they switched the play right away here, Charlton, with their right back. Nice to see Ayuba Sal putting that off the ball pressure as usual.
George Dobson, formerly the Dons.
Ooh, George Dobson, yeah, familiar face here, marauding forward, taking a couple touches, but actually that was Morgan actually that took a couple touches, but it's a good challenge there by JaggyDons to get stuck in. Yeah, I mean, the predictions will vary among Wimbledon fans. You know, we're very divisive. Like, some fans are very positive, some fans are very negative. Ooh. That being said, Ethan Chislett tried to play a little through ball into Sam Cosgrove, who tried to make a run inside the 18. A little too heavy, though.
For a 2-1 victory in September of 2016 after Ademola Lookman had given Charlton an early advantage. The ball at the moment now back with the Charlton goalkeeper, Craig McGillivray. Launched it high and forward into the...
Okay, I think that's a little bit better. My audio was just a little loud. Ooh, Cosgrove holding the ball up nicely down there. Header there from Chislett. Kind of a half header. Didn't win it over anybody, but Sam Cosgrove, first touch was brilliant to take him into space on the left. Gets brought down. If any time is the time for Sam Cosgrove to return to form, this is certainly the game in which he could make a name for himself. It's a good ball. Inside the box. Knockdown. Oh, keeper spills it. Yes! Come on! Let's go! Keeper spilled it. Oh my god. It was a header there. Knocked down from Nightingale. Around top of the 18. It was a little chip free kick. Keeper came out. He spilled it actually as one of the AFC Wimbledon players kind of put his body in the way. Ethan Chislett put his body in the way. It wasn't a foul though. He just kind of turned. The keeper kind of ran into it, spilled it, and all of a sudden you see Ayuba Sal nicking it with his right foot. Ethan Chislett on the score sheet. Let's go. Keeper is complaining about a foul here. I don't think that's enough. I'm looking back at this. Will Nightingale nods it forward. Yeah. Chislett's just minding his own business. He's just like running up, looking at the ball, just kind of tracking the ball. The keeper comes out, tries to pick it up, and then collides with Ethan Chislett there. Not a foul. Thank you, ref. We finally get something from the referee. Finally, the referee actually favors us. No foul there. Play on. Ayuba Sal nicks it back towards the top of the 6-yard box from about 12 yards out. He stuck his foot out. And then Chislett just turning around, blasting it. Roof of the net. AFC Wimbledon, find a brace, baby. Let's go. Certainly, completely against the run of play, actually. That was about 4 minutes in. I'm sorry, I don't have the scoreboard set up. But that was about 3 minutes in, actually, the goal was. Now, Sal holding the ball up here, ahead of number 28. getting double teamed, and he's still holding the ball up beautifully. Let's go. It's going to be a throw in here for AFC Wimbledon. Nice to see Chiz getting on the score sheet, actually. I mean, hold on one second. Yeah, you know, throughout the season, Mark Robinson has had a bit of a selection headache, right? You know, especially with the amount of midfielders that we have. Ethan Chislett, you know, 3 games ago, he only had, like, what, 1 start and, like, 4 appearances. But nice to see Ethan Chislett finally getting on the score sheet. That will certainly boost his confidence, despite it being kind of like a poacher's goal kind of deal. Put himself in the right area. Made the keeper spill it. He didn't really commit to the challenge. It just was tracking the ball. Keeper just ran into him. So, glad to see that we got a decision on or lack thereof, on our side. That being said, though, I do expect Charlton to come at us with a vengeance. I mean, they are a bit of an inconsistent side, especially on the offensive end. You know, plenty of talent. You know, Connor Washington, 8 goals in the season. George Dobson on that kind of central midfield role. Matthews, pretty prolific on that right-hand side. We'll see how they respond. Blackett Taylor now taking it towards the center. Some off-the-ball press here by Hardigan and Chislett, respectively. Nicely down there by Chiz. Bit of a heavy touch there from Adam Matthews, and Chislett was able to poke it away and draw the foul. Can we hold on to a lead? That I mean, I wouldn't put it past AFC Wimbledon to concede. Nightingale and Hennigan, bit of a rough game last time out. You know, some fans are saying that our defending is woeful, or our defending is not very good. To be fair, I mean, Ben Hennigan has been solid this season. Maybe not the best game last season in terms of tracking runs, and at times, you know, his positioning was a little off. Like, there was one time where he actually spun out and ran back towards the goal. It was against Shrewsbury, actually, where he ran back towards the goal instead of putting himself in position to win a header off the cross. You know, he expected the header to be won and just ran back post. When Daniel Udo just received a square ball down the 6-yard box and just tapped it in pretty much. That was against Shrewsbury. That was 2 games ago, but fair play to Hennigan. I mean, he's been winning a lot of headers, putting himself in good areas positioning-wise defensively. It was just kind of like an instinctual thing that he tried to do and just didn't come off. That being said, though, Blackett Taylor tried to take it down the wing and tackled by Rodoni. Not the best back pass from Paul Lasu, forcing Zanev to come out all the way kind of close to the touchline and clear his lines first time. Sam Cosgrove, though, is going to be holding it up on the right-hand side here. Gonna try to memorize numbers. 14 Washington, 22 and AK. Cosgrove lays it off on the right-hand side here to Rodoni. Rodoni tries to take it. Tackled by George Dobson, of all players there. Quick throw. See Paul Lasu here. Now with Hardigan, first-time ball. Good ball over to Cosgrove. Around 8 yards out, try to flick it towards goal. The cross a little too high, though, for Cosgrove as they try to nod it towards goal. Just underneath it, unfortunately. That was a great cross from Hardigan. First time, just elegantly puts his body into that cross. Nightingale wins the header, but center mid from Charlton wins the header too. Chuka Saneke lays it off here. Ghibli. Ooh-wee. That was a sketchy one, actually. Ghibli just took a shot from outside the 18, deflected. That would have been a wicked deflection. Lee Brown just trying to stick his body in the way. Also stuck his foot out to try to block the shot. And wicked deflection, just barely hitting the roof of the net there. It's going to be a corner kick here for Charlton. That was scary. Certainly. But bit of a defensive lapse there from AFC. Not a huge one. It's just they allowed a header, you know, header won by Nightingale, but then a header back towards Chuka Saneke, who held it up and laid it off. I'm watching it through iFollow. Oh. I follow from abroad. You can actually buy a season video pass. I'm guessing in the UK a video pass is not available at the moment. That is a common question that I get. How are you watching? How are you watching? You know, people in the UK don't have the luxury, unfortunately, to watch every single game. As sometimes it's on iFollow, sometimes it's not. That being said, though, I failed to talk about what just happened. So corner kick came in, and 24 back post completely open. Innes. I'm surprised he didn't go for a goal. It was like edge of the 6. He tried to knot it back towards the center and just trickled out for a throw in, or not for a throw in. It was going to trickle out for a throw in, but then it was poked by Morgan out for a goal kick. Surprised that Innes had that much time and space. He had a free header back post. Thankfully, he didn't try to steer it towards goal. That could have challenged Zanev. Yeah, Lee Brown was on the back post. Nobody was really marking him as he started from the back, from the center, and then just kind of trickled out Innes. But thankfully, it amounted to nothing. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I mean, you'd think that AFC Wimbledon would take away the video option when it comes to home games, perhaps. Like, you know, they would rather have fans attending the games for revenue or whatever. But this is an away game. Granted, it is in London, right? It's Charlton. So yeah, maybe they took away the video button because it's like, oh, Charlton's right there. It's like 15-20 minutes away from Wimbledon. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, AFC Wimbledon trying to get fans to attend, or just a lot of teams with iFollow tend to do that. But anyway, a bit of a knock here, as I think that's Chuka Seneke who had a bit of a knock there. No, that's Blackett Taylor. Lincoln 1-0 up. Okay. Against MK. Yeah, that's nice to see. That's nice to see. Let's see some other results around the league as well. Hopefully we'll have some support in and behind us. 0-0 Fleetwood versus Shrewsbury. We're going to have a really a very important game against Fleetwood about 2 months from now. Actually, no. Month and a half. Yeah, we're going to be playing Fleetwood in about a month and a half or so. Actually, no, 2 months. Pardon. Yeah, 2 months. I'm confusing dates. But, yeah, Oxford 1-1 Plymouth. Yeah, we'll take a look. We'll keep an eye on those results. Yeah, it looks to me like a substitute already coming on here. Don't know who it is yet. It's the EFL who prevent watching live on a Saturday. I see. Okay, well, I'll try my best to provide some play-by-play. Every now and again, I'll try to allow Mike T to get in the mix. Hold on, let me move my mic away from the speakers. I don't have my headphones present. Ooh, let's go, Sal! Takes him off! Dispossesses. Oh my god, that looked like there's just something out of nothing. Little through ball over the top intended for Sal. Innes was able to get his body in the way. He takes a touch towards the keeper. Sal just nicks it off with his right foot and then tried to get on the end of it, but keeper was able to collect. Anyway, Chuka Seneke now holding it up on the other end. Nightingale's going to touch it out for a corner. Let me actually rewind it, because that looked to me like it was going to amount to nothing. It looked like it was going to go out for a corner kick, but then Sal just pokes it off of him and was trying to get on the other end of it. Takes a touch with his left foot. A bit too heavy as he was kind of stumbling and trying to regain his balance. But Ayuba, I mean, never count a Sal out on an instance in which you play a ball over the top to him or just play a through ball to him. He's always going to put the press on. Jack Rodoni steers it towards Cosgrove. Takes a touch towards the center. Lays it back off to Jack Rodoni. AFC Wimbledon looking positive right now. As a little... It was a clearance initially from Lee Brown. And the header from Charlton was steered towards the center. And Redoni had a free header to steer over the top to Cosgrove. Cosgrove with a great first touch down the center lays it off to Redoni. And then obviously the shot was deflected out for a corner. AFC Wimbledon doing very well to start here. I think they're looking very composed on the ball. They're not knocking it around, empty possession. They're actually finding some, through balls over the top. They're playing it through the heart of the Charlton defense. That being said, a little sketchy situation as Paul Osu tried to hold it up and play back to Zanev. Zanev just barely able to get on that as the ball was a bit of a hospital one. Not the best ball in the world there from Paul Osu. Thankfully, he got on the end of it. That being said, though, AFC Wimbledon, first 15 minutes looking very positive. Trying to play it through the heart of the Charlton defense instead of, playing it around the wide areas in the V shape, playing crosses in it, which is something you want to do, but it's something that they do too frequently. And looking positive to start. Sam Cosgrove looks in his element right now as well. I think he's, first touch is good, winning headers. We'll see how AFC Wimbledon can continue the momentum. Hopefully they can against a team like Charlton. I'm going to do something new where I voice type notes into it. That being said, Charlton's going to take a long throw here. Won by Marsh of all players, thankfully. I'm going to do a thing where I write notes on my phone, but if I feel like that takes too long, I'm just going to voice type it. Yeah, Hennigan winning the header, intended for Washington. A long ball there from Charlton. But they're still in possession here with the center back, yeah. Chuka Seneke lays it off. They switch it over to the other side. Oh. Also, that's who they substituted, actually. It was Jaisimi, very dangerous player out wide who can, take someone on 1v1. He actually decided to play the cross in right away. Actually, no, not right away. He took a touch that was able to get past Osu, put a cross into the box. Thankfully, it was Nightingale that was able to flick it over. But yeah, he can take someone on 1v1. He just did there against Paul Osu. Took it to his right foot and just kind of played a little floater into the box. Oh, near post. It's a goal. Yeah, it was just a training ground move. We failed to pick up a man earlier in the half where he just had a free header knocked down back towards the back post. This time it was actually a near post header from number 24, is it? Yeah, he was just able to steer it in and make it tough for Nick Zanev to deal with, and it just went underneath Zanev's arm and bounced off someone that was right on the touchline and just trickled in. Who was marking there? That's the question. Who was marking him? Innes, free goal there. Yeah, it was Nightingale that was marking him, but Innes was closer to the near post than Nightingale was, and then he was just able to nod it towards goal. Yeah, it was a tough header to deal with. Yeah, Nightingale, instead of being goal side of Innes, perhaps, I think it would have been better. Yeah, Nightingale was expecting the cross to come in far post, but Innes was just able to... Yeah. I mean, I won't really blame Nightingale that much, because it was just a really good quick run, quick header, easy as you like. Yeah. Generally, with those types of corner kicks where you flick it on, after making a near post run. Usually the goalkeeper deals with it, or the person that's sitting on the near post deals with it. So I guess I don't blame Nightingale for, you know, starting in the center of the goal and slightly behind his man, because if it was a ball over the top, you would expect Nightingale to win that. You would favor Nightingale to win that ball over the top. But instead, it was just a, you know, a run near post. Easy header. That being said, a corner kick now won by AFC Wimbledon. Hopefully they can make something of it. I'm behind. Sorry. 15 seconds behind. The corner kick was a very poor one near post. It was headed away easily. Anyway, I'm back live now. As Nightingale was able to bring it down, actually, from a goal kick. Oof. It was great first touch there from Nightingale to bring it down, and then it was able to get it to Chisla, and then Chisla tried to find a through ball to Radoni, but it was picked off by Famewo, who ended up clearing his lines. Okay. Yeah, so Charlton's ground's about 20 kilometers away from Plough Lane. That's not too far. Ole! Yeah, it was a header initially won by Hartigan to try to find Cosgrove, but then header was won by the defender. Header won by Dobson, and Chukwuemeka gets pulled by George Marsh. I'm hungry, dude. I want to eat. Okay. 10 seconds behind again, sorry. Oh, looks to me like Ghibli gets pulled down there by Anthony Hartigan, as he kind of got out-muscled Anthony Hartigan and then just pulled his shirt down. Thankfully, the referee didn't call it, because that looked to me like a foul. Lee Brown clears his lines, but the center back wins the header once again. They're knocking around. Chip ball intended for Connor Washington to hold it up here on the right-hand side. Connor Washington taking it all the way to the corner flag. Splits two defenders with a pass. Dobson here switches the play for Jaismi. Morgan. Yeah, they're just knocking around here, Charlton. They switch the play once again on the right-hand side. Matthews puts the ball into the box. That's a scary one. Thankfully, Connor Washington didn't win the header just over his head. He actually had a free header there, as he lost Nightingale on the mark. Ben Hennigan, it bounced off of him, thankfully, and away for a clearance initially. Oh, God. Wait, Doncaster being... Okay, I wouldn't put it past Sunderland to drop points to Doncaster. Is it away or home? Because Sunderland have a really good home record.
Here is information from Renegade Brewing.
But have a woeful away record. They're actually losing at home at the Stadium of Light. Wow. I mean, Doncaster are shit, so I don't really expect them to have some sort of Cinderella run to escape relegation, but you never know. You never know in this league. Floater back post here for Charlton. Thankfully, it was won by Nightingale. Ooh, sliding challenge and I'm just going to let the commentary do the work a little bit, actually. Yeah. It's going to be a free kick here for Charlton. They take it quickly, actually. Oof. Thankfully, the header was away by Marsh. Cross comes back in. Oh, that was a dangerous one. That was just low and hard. I mean, both crosses were low and hard. The free kick was initially cleared away, and then... I'm trying to see who got on the end of it for accuracy's sake. As AFC Wimbledon players were trying to run out to, you know, push the defensive line up, a really hard whipped in cross intended for Ennis tried to knot it in, but a couple yards wide of the back post, thankfully. A couple of moments here that really testing AFC Wimbledon's back line. Ooh, ball over the top here intended for a Sal. Cleared away by Claire. Yeah, right, Mike. Sorry. Header won by Chukwusaneke, but lines cleared by Osu. Chukwusaneke again receives the ball, though. Okay, I thought it just took a shit and just rewinded for no reason. Morgan taking a couple touches to the left. Thankfully, Paul Osu blocks the cross. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree. I mean, both teams are playing fairly well right now. They're... Let's see. Well, Charlton have more possession now. They've been keeping possession ever since they've conceded the goal, really. Both players trying to win challenges on the left-hand side. It bounces off Redoni in the end. I'm surprised Tomas is not... Yeah, he's not on the team sheet at all. Yeah, that's kind of a bit of a surprise there. We're not really utilizing our loans at all. Ooh, chest touch. That was a really good chest touch from Sam Cosgrove to lay it off for Chislett. Nice 1-2 between Hardigan and Redoni, and now... Ooh, Chislett tried to spin out, but the pass wasn't on there from Redoni. A little bit too far to the left there. Yeah, we haven't used our loans. I mean, it's bizarre. Like, usually our loan players are... loan players in general are supposed to come into the side. They're supposed to be slightly better than our signings. But, you know, Dapo doesn't get game time. He's kind of inconsistent, Dapo, but, you know, he does provide a little bit of offensive threat with his pace. Henry Lawrence, you know, very good outside back. Don't use him for some reason. I mean, Paul Osu, fair play. Paul Osu's come up the ranks and has really made a name for himself as of late. But, you know, Henry Lawrence hasn't been seen at all. And then, yeah, Aaron Presley. Honestly, I don't know why we don't just get rid of Aaron Presley, because he's still he was injured for a while. Then he comes back from injury. And he's not even on the team sheet. We have Terry Ablade, Aaron Cosgrave, who, well, Ablade is on loan from Fulham. Don't really know how he's going to turn out in the long term, because we have been playing him, and he's been decent, but, you know, isolated in our system. But why don't we just send Aaron Presley back, you know? He's our highest paid player at the moment. So we're just kind of throwing funds out the window, no? Oof. Well done there by George Marsh to get stuck in the challenge. Ooh. Okay, so let me rewind a little bit. That's okay. High boot. High boot. Jayasimi, yeah, it looks to me like George Marsh tried to get stuck in the challenge. He did. He got his foot to it, and Jayasimi stuck his foot out there pretty high. It wasn't a stud. Like, he didn't follow through with the challenge. He just put his foot up and then, like, towards the end of the challenge, put his foot down, try to retract the challenge. But, yeah, rightfully so. Jayasimi actually, yeah, gets a yellow card. Jayasimi. I don't know, Jayasimi. Yeah, Lawrence is injured, as is Presley. Yeah. But even before Lawrence was injured, I mean, he would play a few games and then he wouldn't. I don't know. I thought Presley came back from injury recently. I thought yeah, I'm probably tripping out, but yeah. I'm sure Brentford wouldn't want Aaron Presley to come back injured, so we're going to ride out his loan spell for the season. That's a good ball over the top, decent ball over the top there for Rodoni off the free kick, but Jaisimi was able to outmuscle him and throw in here as Nightingale tried to get stuck in the challenge there. Oh, that's a really good ball forward to Connor Washington. He's one-on-one with... Oh, man. It just came out of nothing. A throw in. And then all of a sudden you see Chuka Saneke dropping deep, winning the header over Rodoni, flicking it back towards the substitute, Jaisimi, rather. And then just a through ball down. Fucking hell, dude. It just came out of nothing. All of a sudden... Yeah... Will Nightingale, unfortunately, not able to beat Connor Washington for pace there. I'm going to send a screenshot. I can't, actually. IFL is not going to let me. Question is, where was Ben Hennigan? Why is Ben Hennigan so high? Ben Hennigan's on the right-hand side. Why is Ben Hennigan so high? Why don't you let frickin' Anthony... Ben Hennigan's on the frickin' midfield line. And then fucking Lee Brown is also on the midfield line on the other side. Will Nightingale was the only player behind the midfield as that ball was played in. Our line was extremely high. Yeah, and it's just Connor Washington slotting it in. Easy for him. Easy. Just ridiculous, dude. Fucking ridiculous. It's fucking garbage. Oh my god. I'm gonna freaking pull my hair out. I'm more impatient today than I usually am, but it's just stupid. Defensive lapses. Jack Rodoni played in, but it was a good ball intended there for Jack Rodoni, as Charlton's line was pretty high, but the defender was able to get there first. I am 10 seconds behind, by the way. Clearance away, intended for... Oh. Not the best clearance there from Gilby. Decent ball in from Lee Brown, intended for Rodoni, but Rodoni wasn't able to win the header there. And he did win the header, but he wasn't able to steer it. Oh, boy. Chuka Saneke just knocking it down there and trying to play Connor Lawrence over the top, but I did say 2-1 was very possible, but it looks to me like maybe 3-1, 3-2, 2-2. I think any one of those score lines could look very possible, but it just sucks that they just drop a lead like that, man. I mean, Nightingale wasn't necessarily at fault for that one, because Ben Hennigan was extremely high up the pitch on that, and he was on the right-hand side too. I'm not sure what happened there. Lee Brown was a little bit high too on the other end. But it's just Nightingale, you know, just a little, I guess a little slow to react to the through ball and gets beat for pace. And now Charlton here on the right-hand side here. Nice, I was going to say nice dispossession, but unfortunately referee deems it to be a foul there on George Marsh, or rather Ethan Chislett. Oh, the referee actually played on. Yeah, Ubasal just played it to nobody in particular. Yeah, I mean, Rodoni has looked a little bit, he's slowed down a little bit, but I think he looked decent in the second half against Cheltenham. Oof. Jayassimi just beating Rodoni there, just kind of making a step over and then just kind of leaving him for dead, putting the cross in. Thankfully, it was out for a goal kick. Yeah, I mean, same with Asal, though. I mean, Asal, the last 2 games, he just didn't look in his element, misplacing a couple of passes, not really looking confident on the 1v1. And then the second half, he just all of a sudden comes bursting into life. With Rodoni, you know, I guess it's, you know, 1/2 basis where Rodoni looks kind of poor 1/2, and then the second half. That being said, Rodoni trying to find himself in behind there. But foul committed on Cosgrove as he tried to flick it on towards Rodoni, but gets fouled in the process. Come on, Hardigan. You know you can put a good ball into the box here. Cosgrove has been a little quiet in these last 15 minutes or so. You know, first 15, 20 minutes, trying to get in behind the defense. You know, first touch was good. Let's see if the delivery is a good one from Hardigan. It is a good one. Back post. Ah! Let's go. Back post. Ben Hennigan was free. Nobody picked him up. Ben Hennigan. Nobody picked him up. AFC Wimbledon looked to me like Hardigan and who else was that? Hardigan and Chislett actually making it difficult for Claire. They actually kind of doubled up on Claire, and then Nightingale just kind of spun into the top of the 6. He dove, he like went low and thrust his body into it. Back post, easy header. Let's go. Come on. Defensive woes, defensive lapses on both sides, and we've got a game on our hands, boys. Come on. Okay. Who's your favorite player from AFC? Jack Rodoni. It's always been Jack Rodoni. As of late, though, I've really, really grown to like Ayoub Assal. And to quote Lee Finch on the Wombles Had a Dream podcast, he really resembles the Crazy Gang. You know, lately, as Lee Finch has said, lately we've been really scared to be like the old Wimbledon, to, you know, get in the challenge and to be rough. Mainly the AFC Wimbledon brass, you know, the likes of Joe Palmer and, you know, Mark Robinson, you know, trying not to instill that, you know, that razor's edge into AFC Wimbledon. But Ayoub Assal, you know, he kind of has that banter in him. You know, gets stuck in a challenge, you know, he'll give the ref some stick. He'll give, you know, a couple of players some stick, a couple of the other opposing players some stick. And really resembles that old Crazy Gang mentality. And I've really grown to like him. You know, he's a very scrappy individual, and I really like him a lot. But Jack Rodoni has always been my favorite this season. I think he's quality. He's a really likable. He's fairly quiet, honestly, but he's a really likable guy. Danny Kedwell. Oh, favorite player from AFC of all time? Oh, that's a different question entirely. Joe Pigott. Joe Pigott, 100% for me, at least. You missed a free back post header. It was a great delivery from Anthony Hardigan off the free kick. And Ben Hennigan, free. Just nobody picked him up. Just defensive laps from Charlton. Defensive lapses on both sides. And at the corner of the 6-yard box, Ben Hennigan just dove low, put his body, just had to really go low to put his header into it. And it was a great far post header put with plenty of pace. And that being said, hey, Cosgrove maybe milked it a little bit, but got pushed. Jack Rodoni, great first touch, plays in. Oh, Chislett, yeah, he's offside. Yeah, not the best clearance in the world there, but it was greatly done from George Marsh to get into the challenge. And Jack Rodoni, great first touch to take it from his right foot to his left foot down the center. And slightly mistimed run there from Ethan Chislett. But George Marsh getting stuck in the challenge after a header clearance away from Charlton. George Marsh, past 4 games, ever since he started, has been the man of the match pretty much every single game. In games that we have seen, you know, some very, what's the word for it? Shaky offensive play. You know, goals few and far between, chances few and far between. George Marsh has been one of our constants. And George Marsh, a little bit quiet today in terms of challenges. Hasn't really gotten stuck into too many, but he did get stuck into that one, allowing Jack Rodoni to play in Chislett, unfortunately offside. Lyle Taylor, yeah, Lyle Taylor is a fan favorite for sure. Off the ball press, come on. Ooh. Damn. Almost dispossessed there by Ethan Chislett. A ball played over the top here intended for Chuka Saneke. Yeah. I'm not going to be ready for like 5 minutes. Thank you. Yeah, my dad's making breakfast, actually. Who will Woodyard replace, in your opinion, Hartigan or Marsh? Got to be Hartigan. I mean, well, ideally, I would like to say Marsh, because Marsh is kind of like... he's a little bit less scrappy than Woodyard, but I think he resembles a Woodyard a lot more than... I don't know. I would like to say Marsh, because Hartigan has a completely different play style. You know, he can ping a ball. He used to play attacking midfield, but not really as much anymore. I'd like to think that it would be Hartigan, because I want to see George Marsh starting more often. I think he's been class. But I think in terms of, you know, play style, I think he's gonna replace Marsh. We'll see though. We'll see. How come I support AFC Wimbledon living in the USA? I'm going to reference my channel trailer video titled "Proud American Womble: Jaggy's Story." But too long, don't read. I played as AFC Wimbledon FIFA 16 career mode back in 2018, actually, because I played FIFA and then I dropped it for a while. Then instead of buying FIFA 18, I wanted to play FIFA 16 for whatever reason. And then I played as AFC Wimbledon, tried to get up to the Premier League, started following them, and instead of... Yeah, I started following them, but then I became a fan after hearing about their story. I remember... Morgan tries to play it up here to Connor Washington on the hold up here. Ben Hennigan. Connor Washington just tried to get behind him, bounced off Hennigan, out for a corner kick here for Charlton. But too long don't read. Played as AFC Wimbledon FIFA 16 career mode, started following them, found out about their story. You know, I was looking at Google. I was looking at... it was the Great Escape season where I started following them. I actually watched the FA Cup game between AFC Wimbledon and West Ham. And, you know, when they beat them, I was just like, holy shit, like, this is an underdog story. They're on to the 5th round of the FA Cup. I just decided to be a supporter ever since that game. That was the game that made me go from follower to supporter. So, also, you know, sitting in my English class, looking at the scores of Luton versus AFC Wimbledon back when AFC Wimbledon were, you know, fighting for relegation. Luton was fighting to you know, get first place in the league, really. And then, you know, 90 plus 4 minutes just trying to refresh the page. And then I see Steve Seddon on the score sheet. You know, I had to fist pump in class. I couldn't celebrate. I was just like, yes, get in there. But I was pretty happy. Would be smart to bring on Marsh for Hartigan and let Woodyard play 90 minutes, yeah. Oh, that's a good ball from Hartigan, intended for Ayoub Assal. He's playing as a makeshift striker here, Ayoub Assal, even though he's playing as an outside midfielder. He's playing really high. And, you know, AFC Wimbledon are really, dare I say, adept offensively today. Dare I say they're actually being fairly dangerous. They're trying to play, you know, they're trying to play through the heart of Charlton. They're taking risks in the final third. They're trying to play the through ball. They're not afraid of losing possession in that final third, instead of, you know, playing sideways tiki-taka passing and not really doing very much with it. That being said, Lee Brown caught very high. Through ball played on the right-hand side. Cross comes in. It's a scary situation here. Ben Hennigan gets a challenge. Great challenge in from Connor Washington. And as the cross came in, Nightingale tried to... I rewinded. Nightingale tried to flick it with his back heel, and then it kind of bounced off Washington as he didn't expect it to get past Nightingale. And then the challenge came in from Hennigan. Lee Brown caught pretty high there as the through ball got played in. Oh, long ball here from Zanev finds its way all the way to Sam Cosgrove, but unfortunately he was offside. Sam Cosgrove, though, had a bit of a quiet second half to this first half, but, you know, for a big man, he's pretty, not super quick, but, you know, his off-the-ball runs, he times them pretty well. His first touch is decent, too, whenever we do play to his feet. So, we'll see what happens. Nicely done by Hennigan. Stoppage time, unfortunately, I don't know how much there is. The referee won't. iFollow will not, at the very least, iFollow will not put it up. Time to get the crisps out. Yeah, no, I'm not going to eat crisps today, I promise. Probably just like a ham and cheese croissant or something. But, I mean, if there were a game to get the crisps out, I mean, this is certainly the game. 2-2. A very entertaining one, to say the least. The lighting is still just as god-awful as ever. Ball played over the top here to Jack Redoni. He's going to try to run onto it. Famewo is going to shield it all the way out. If that were a Sal, he probably would have dispossessed him, but Famewo was able to hold it off. Famewo actually had a pretty bad... Yeah, he had a bit of a howler last time Charlton and Wimbledon played. Well, not last time, but last season, rather. When Charlton were 2-1 up, and Famewo tried to play the keeper. It was a short goal kick. He tried to play the keeper back over, and just didn't work out for him because he got dispossessed. Ryan Longman actually steered it home. Ball over the top here to Connor Washington. Thankfully, Ben Hennigan sees it out. Nicely done by Paul Osu to try to intercept, but it bounces off of Jayasimi. Good work there by Ben Hennigan to force Connor Washington back out wide, and then Paul Osu tried to... he did actually dispossess, or did pick it off, but then Jayasimi was able to intercept after Paul Osu dispossessed. The crisps are legendary. You know, I'll have the crisps. Maybe not too many. I'll have a ham and cheese croissant and maybe like a small serving size of crisps. Just for the sake of having crisps. I'll make it a what's the word for it? I'll make it a running gag or running joke or something. That being said, the corner really amounted to nothing. It was just high and wayward over everyone's head. Goal kick. Let's see. Fleetwood up. Okay, that's actually not very good, actually. Fleetwood 1-0 up over Shrewsbury. Looks to me like the departure of Sam Cosgrove just kind of put a dent in the mental fortitude of Shrewsbury. Nightingale wins the header. Cosgrove trying to hold it up. Yeah, headers won by both sides, and now it looks to me like Morgan is going to try to take a touch. Thankfully, Paul Osu was able to get on the end of that challenge. Doncaster 2. Sunderland are in shambles, my God. Burton losing. MK was able to equalize. If Doncaster win, I'm confident about going to the Wimbledon game, but scared to go to the Doncaster game. Oh yeah, Doncaster and AFC Wimbledon actually are playing February 26th, right? I'm actually going to be going to, I'm going to go see West Ham versus Wolves in person. I'm going to be flying into the UK 23rd, and then flying back out to the US 15th. I'm going to be seeing Fulham versus Peterborough at the day after I arrive, a midweek game. Only championship games for that week. If I'm feeling cheap, I'll go to a pub or something. I'm not actually sure if I'm gonna go to the Fulham game, but Fulham Peterborough, and then the 26th West Ham Wolves, and then the 5th I'm actually gonna go up to Wigan to watch Wigan Wimbledon, and then I'm gonna be watching Wimbledon versus Lincoln the next game at Plough Lane. Fun stuff. One championship or two championship games, or sorry, one championship game, one Premier League game, and then two AFC Wimbledon League One games. That's gonna be freaking fantastic. Who is playing right now in your opinion? Do you mean who should play? Who should come on as a sub? Or do you think, or who is playing well, or like, yeah, who's playing well? Well, to answer your question about who's playing well, if that's the case, Ayuba Sal, off the ball press, fantastic, as per usual. Last two games before this, he didn't start well, but now he's actually, started the first half, very positive. Sam Cosgrove started the half, positive. Ethan Chislett looks in his element, too. I think he's assisting Ayuba Sal on the off-the-ball press. And on the ball, too, good first touch, is able to play out of space. Off the ball runs pretty good from Ethan Chislett as well. I think AFC Wimbledon's back line has looked kind of suspect. I think, believe it or not, Paul Luss, who's been our best defender so far. Brown, Nightingale, and Hennigan all caught out of position every now and again. A couple of through balls played over the top to the likes of Washington and Aneke. Aneke would usually play as a hold-up, actually, but... on the goal, Ben Hennigan was caught really, really high off the throw-in. Not sure what he was doing there. Nightingale just kind of got beat for pace on the ball over the top from Washington. And then Lee Brown, on one instance, actually, there's a through ball played ahead of Lee Brown, and cross came in. Thankfully, Ben Hennigan was able to get in the challenge. When you come to the UK, you should interview. That's what I'm gonna do, actually. I have a GoPro. I'll mount the GoPro, and I don't think I'll have a mic, but I'll interview people with my phone mic. I'll actually hold my phone up and use that as a microphone. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'm sure plenty of Wigan fans will be there to answer my questions. And then when I go to Plough Lane, yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to meet you all in Plough Lane if you guys decide to go to that one. AFC Wimbledon versus Lincoln City. I think March 12th will be the date. Yeah, I'm going to be going to that one. It's going to be a great time. That being said, who do I think should come on? I think... Honestly, I think everything's fine right now. Dare I say Daniel Choka? Daniel Choka over Will Nightingale? I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think, Hennigan and Nightingale, usually, they play through and through, 90 minutes. You should get on the 9-year podcast. Absolutely. Are they gonna be doing the pre-match show on the Lincoln game? I'm sure they will. I think for every home game they're gonna make it a running thing now. But if they are doing that, certainly I'll send a message over to 9-year podcast. Hey, I'll be over. I'll be watching the game. Yeah, it'll be fantastic. It'll be some fun. It'll be fun stuff. Oh, behind the goal. 100%. There's no question. I'm going behind the goal. I'm going with the diehard supporters. No question. That being said, okay, I'm gonna get some breakfast. I'll be back up. Hopefully, I won't have another Boreham Wood situation in which I come up like 10 minutes after the half started, and then against I think it was Ipswich, was it? It was either Ipswich or MK. I think it was Ipswich, where I came in the half like 5 minutes late. Yeah, it was the Ipswich game, yeah. But whenever you interview Danton, you have to tell him you flew from America, yeah. All right, for sure, bet. Bet, that's a slang that we say in the U.S. Bet. It's kind of a hood slang or whatever, but bet means, all right, looking forward to it. All right, bet. Anyway, I'll be back after these short messages. I found a life hack that makes me not tired whenever I wake up early. Sleep stages. For every hour and a half, you enter a new sleep stage. So Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? I did. Oh shit. Okay, 25 seconds. Ah.
Meantime, it's a shank. Caught in a completely unbiased style. Fenders away towards his near side.
What's up? Woohoo! Okay, missed the first 30 seconds of the first half. Okay. Long throw from Paul Ossie. What's up, guys? I'm right back into it. Thankfully, I came back just in time. Just want to make sure my audio is in check, and I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, it could have been worse. Unfortunately, no crisps today. My dad made some feta cheese eggs, or eggs with feta cheese, and I have a ham and cheese croissant, a couple of oatmeal cookies. Ooh. Connor Washington lays it off here for Jay Simi. Yeah, Jay Simi tried to play it down to the 6 yard, down the 6. Okay, that's a slang term. The 6 refers to the 6 yard box. But anyway, Ben Hennigan gets in the challenge. Doesn't this look fantastic? I don't want to spill my food. I'm trying to tilt it over so I can show y'all. But yeah, I'm going to be having that. That's going to be part of my agenda today. Corner kick comes in. It's a really good one, but thankfully is headed away by Hennigan. Top of the 6. Top of the 6, yeah. A new part of the football lexicon. Top of the 6 yard box. The reason why I have a piece of paper covering my food is because my dog, she's very hairy. So let's just say I try to cover it up a little bit. I know that's a bit of a weird trait, but... When you come to the UK, you need to go to the club shop before the game. Oh, I already have my friend already has a jersey for me. Back when, okay, another header as Lee Brown had to head it back out. My friend that lives close to London actually bought me a shirt when AFC Wimbledon were moving from Kingsmeadow to Plough Lane, and Kingsmeadow was having like a flash sale. That being said, the jersey's a little bit outdated. I'll probably get another one with a jersey number on the back, because the one he got didn't have a jersey number, I don't think. Corner comes in, back post, Nick Zanuck collects. I'll let you know what I'll wear. I'll upload a video. I'll be like, hey, what's up? I'm going to be going to the game. I'll be wearing this. I don't know. I'm probably going to wear like a black puffer jacket or something on top of my jersey if it's too cold. Lee Brown intended for a foul. George Dobson's going to take a couple touches towards the center. Pressed by Ethan Chislett. Famewo took a little bit of time to clear the ball. Deflected off of Jack Rodoni on the off-the-ball press. Chuka Saneke trying to win it over Nightingale. That's a foul, no? Thank you. He pulled him back in the end. Oh, I have one. I have one. God, you Dons! It's Nerd Fighter Rio one. I would have John Green to thank for that one. The Nerd Fighter Rio logo. Yeah, I bought a couple things on the AFC Wimbledon online store. That flag that I used as a poster, I use it as a poster. But yeah, the flag, the scarf. I bought a t-shirt online, just a regular black t-shirt with the AFC Wimbledon logo on it. That's fair. Yeah, if you live in Poland, I mean, fair play to you. You don't have to wear a jacket, so there you go. It rarely ever snows in London. It just rains a lot. It's extremely cold, but it doesn't really snow that much. Over there in Poland, it snows like almost every day in the winter, does it not? Morgan was hassling Paul Osu there. Thankfully, got it back to the keeper. AFC Wimbledon fans. They're making their voices heard. Lee Brown here now. George Marsh in possession here on the right-hand side. Paul Osu, he's going to try to take his man on 1v1. Instead, he lays it off actually on the overlap to Chislett, defended by JSME. Tried to put the cross in right away. Cleared away. Oh, that's a good through ball there. Intended for Ayuba Sal from Anthony Hartigan. AFC Wimbledon throughout the game, I'm telling you, AFC Wimbledon has been penetrating Charlton's defense down the middle, which is very uncharacteristic of AFC Wimbledon, but their off-the-ball runs have been on par today. Their passes have been on par. You know, the last few games against, like, Shrewsbury, for example, where Asal and Ablade just had no chemistry at all whatsoever, and then they're, you know, Ablade just kind of isolated, but we look very good here. Corner kick comes in. It's a decent one with pace. Headed away, not fully away. Back post as Sam Cosgrove takes a touch towards his right foot. Tries to back heel it towards... tries to play a back heel through ball, but it gets dispossessed. It was... Didn't come off, unfortunately. Rudoni is able to hold it up here ahead of Jayasimi. Ooh, nicely done, Chislett. He was double teamed by both Famiwo and Jayasimi. They're both giving the assistant referee some stick because I thought maybe it went off of Chislett. Nothing doing though. Osu long throw, headed away. What just happened? I didn't see it. iFollow didn't show it, but it looked to me like... Yeah, George Marsh got taken out earlier in the game in the first half by, I think it was Blackett Taylor. No. Pardon me. Anyway, ball went out for a throw-in. George Marsh went up to take it. Oh, come on. Gilby just goes up to him and shoves him straight up as he was taking the throw-in. Definitely a yellow card. Excuse me, it was Jayasimi who got the booking earlier when he kind of came up with like a studs up challenge. Not studs up, but just one stud up and then just like retracted it last second. But yeah, yellow card for Jayasimi earlier. Good off the ball movement here from Sam Cosgrove as he's looking for a cross from Chislett. Instead, Chislett plays to the left. Lee Brown, good movement there from Hennigan. Pardon me, it was Hennigan that actually ended up marauding all the way forward. A play that wasn't a set piece in which Hennigan actually went forward. But yeah, Ayuba tried to volley it with his side foot after the header was initially cleared away. Oh, I followed just... Okay, they didn't pick up what happened. Ayuba Sal, inside the 18-yard box, tries to take a shot. Ooh. Takes it off, or bounces off a defender. Corner kick. Sorry, I was clapping. I probably made you guys think it was a goal or something, but Ayuba Sal, yeah, there's the replay. It was switched over by Jack Rodoni. Yeah, he cuts it to his right foot, takes 2-3 touches. Maybe could have taken the shot on after his first touch, but Ayuba Sal tried to create more space, try to get down centrally before taking the shot. Still had a bit of pace there, Ayuba Sal.
Charlton 2, the Dons 2, live from the Valley with myself, Mike T, Rob Cornell, on radio WDN by your club channel, the iPhone Dons. And plenty of Dons players lined up across the area looking to make a run for this one. Everyone back in a defensive position. In front of the massed ranks of the ever vocal Dons fans in that Jimmy Seed stand. And it comes now.
Hard again?
Outside towards the 6-yard box. Innes gets it cleared towards the near side. Marsh in a foot race now with Washington. And it's Marsh who sticks out of boot.
You know what's funny?
That one out of play for a throw in.
I've always been worried about eating food and then having a goal being scored, and I'll be like, yes! It's never happened to me before in any of my live streams where AFC Wimbledon scored a goal while I was eating food. So I think it's in my best interest just to starve myself until the game is over. I'm just joking. Anyway, Washington holding the ball up here. Paul also doing a good job of forcing him away, but he passes it. Oh, wow. Good one-touch football being played by Charlton here. All the way down to the center. Looked to me like that was Morgan who took a shot on from about 30 yards out, and Zanev was able to... It was a shot with plenty of pace. He went down. The ball kind of bounced up a little bit in front of his face, and then he collected it. You got to do what you got to do to hold on to it at least. Ooh, George Marshall should get stuck in, but it was played wide there by Gilbley. First time. Gets fouled, but play on. Charlton playing one-touch football now. 1-1-2, 1-2. Cross came off, blocked by Lee Brown, thankfully, from Matthews on that right-hand side. Yeah, Charlton are starting to get confident now. Their possession is becoming a little bit... They're playing with more conviction, rather. Not to say they haven't been playing with conviction, because throughout the game they've always looked dangerous. But they're kind of mixing up their play now. Instead of knocking it long to Washington over the top, they're knocking around amongst themselves. And now that being said, through ball here, left-hand side, deflected there. I want to go back to it. It was a Jayasimi who was able to play a through ball to Chuka Saneke, took a touch to his left foot, and then took a shot on. Thankfully, it was blocked by George Marsh and Paul Osu, both getting kind of stuck in the challenge there, or stuck in the block, rather. Oh, that's a good corner. That is a very good corner. We have had trouble all game defending corner kicks. Back post. That was Famewo, I think. Just over the head of Ben Hennigan. And it was Lee Brown on the back post who had to try to run out and challenge it, but Famewo... Wow. Oh, boy. It's happened again, boys. Jesus. Well, all three goals had a level of preventability, unfortunately. This one, honestly, fair play to Charlton. Fair play to Charlton for that one. It was really good build-up play. They were knocking on the door a little bit. AFC Wimbledon were knocking on the door like 10 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden Charlton, in a seesaw affair, was able to regain a foothold of the game, and then all of a sudden, you know, that set piece corner kick was whipped in with vicious intent. I thought maybe Nick Zanev could have done a little bit better. I think he should have come out. But it's okay. Well, it's not okay. I mean, fuck, dude. Yeah, it was just slightly over the head of Ben Hennigan, who positioned himself just at the center of the goal. And then, initially, who was marking Famewo? Initially, I know I said Lee Brown, but yeah, Lee Brown was marking Famewo the whole time, and unfortunately had his hands wrapped around Famewo the whole time. Didn't really contest the header. Famewo just had a free header, really, and it's just unfortunate, man. Really unfortunate. Chuka Saneke winning a header over there, over Nightingale, or a knockdown header. It knocked into himself, really. And then just volleyed it towards goal. Thankfully, it went over. Good morning, Kodo. Do tell the good news. Oh, Paul Osu. Come on. Okay. I thought he was going to make a run forward down the right, but then he played it back to George Marsh. George Marsh, nice left-footed chip ball into Chislett. Just a little bit ahead of him. Chislett plays it back. Brown. The movement's great here from Wimbledon still. I mean, defensive woes, obviously, throughout the game, but they actually are progressing on the attacking end. Oh, that sounds good. I'm glad to hear. I'm going to be pretty busy today, unfortunately. But yeah, you know, next Saturday we can certainly hang out. Oh, you have work at 11, yeah. Okay. For some reason I thought you had work off today. Because you said you had Saturdays approved. Oh! I'm going to go back a little bit to see what happened there. Yeah, Charlton just pinning AFC Wimbledon in their own final third. The cross came in, and it was a flick on from Washington as Ben Hennigan was marking him. And Washington just kind of faked making a run to the box, spun out, and then just try to flick it near post. Well, far post, really. The ball went far post after the flick. Thankfully, it didn't see Chuka Saneke, who was in the back post, trying to get on the end of that one. But yeah, Charlton are just getting one step ahead of AFC Wimbledon throughout the game in terms of set pieces or crosses. They're just one step ahead of them, unfortunately. Let's go Chislett. Okay. Claire was able to stick a foot out and prevent Chislett from dribbling by him. Ooh, Lee Brown fakes across, goes right, plays it to Ayubasel. Ayubasel! Ooh, plays across down the 6. It's going to be a goal kick, unfortunately. It's offside, actually, rather. Ayubasel was deemed to have been offside there off the little through ball there. Who do I think should come on? Well, considering that Charlton had been a little shaky defensively with the through balls, surely Dapa Mabude, right? Terry Ablade could certainly come on too, I think. I mean, we isolated Terry Ablade in the past few games, but he's definitely a type of person you'd want on the end of a through ball. And I think Terry Ablade could certainly provide that sort of threat. So I'd say Mabude now for Rudy. I'd say Rodoni should come off. Or McCormick, actually. Yeah, McCormick perhaps should come on as a playmaker, perhaps. I think he could certainly find a good through ball down the heart of the back line of Charlton. Anyway, through ball in there for Chukwuemeka. He's able to outmuscle George Marsh. He is a pretty physically imposing player, but 3 AFC Wimbledon players surrounding him after the blocked shot there from Aneke. Sam Cosgrove coming off from Aaron Cosgrave. I know, it's confusing. Cosgrave coming on for Cosgrove. You know, Cosgrove was a little quiet towards the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. But I like his off-the-ball movement, you know. Sometimes he'll start in the center. He'll hook out wide for a far post cross. First touch was decent. Just need a... This is one of the instances in which I actually agree with a like-for-like substitution. You know, Cosgrove just a little tired, I guess. Fresh legs, Aaron Cosgrave. We'll see what happens.
Solid, if unspectacular, perhaps debut from Sam Cosgrove, but of course Aaron Cosgrave, fresh from that late equaliser on Tuesday, of course. The Dons rescued a point against Cheltenham, is now thrust into the spotlight once again.
In my opinion, the way the game's gone so far, I think the Dons deserve a point, but it's a very tenuous point. Because Charlton are a little bit more... Charlton are a bit better defensively, aside from the second goal in which they lost Ben Hennigan on the mark completely. When are we going to get a goal that's either not from a set piece or not from a mistake? We'll see. Rodoni now. To Cosgrave. Rodoni on the overlap here. Instead, Cosgrave takes it himself. He gets dispossessed by Famewo. Ball over the top again. AFC Wimbledon get beat. Chukwuemeka, though, is on the left hand. It's not inside the 18-yard box, but Aneke is able to hold it up. Aneke gets the cross. Man, Aneke's been an absolute tank throughout the game today. Really hard for us to dispossess him. Great first touch away from pressure from Chislett. Gets a through ball over to Cosgrave. Aaron Cosgrave. Chislett's been one of our bright spots this game. 100%. Chukwuemeka is coming off.
He won't be following up his goal last season against the Dons, but in his stead and in a like-for-like substitution, it's number 48, Mason Burstow.
Yeah, that guy. Lee Brown again on the left here. Why are they showing a replay? Oh shit! No! For some reason, iFollow showed a replay, and then all of a sudden you see George Marsh taking a shot towards goal. And it bounces... Oh, I thought it bounced out the post. Pardon. Yeah, it bounced off the outside of the post, actually, and went out. Yeah, thank you, iFollow, for showing a replay right before freaking George Marsh took a shot. They were... Freaking Ayuba Sal was on the left-hand side of the 18-yard box trying to take someone on 1v1, and then they just show a replay. Like, what the fuck is going on? What? Whatever. I don't care. Just incompetent from the iFollow crew.
Not quite able to get his bearings
Yeah, it just bounced off the outside of the post and went out off of a 23, 24-yard shot there from George Marsh.
Of the regulation time, Charlton 3, the Dons 2. Sean Clare, a couple of yards inside his own half, inside the centre circle, in a pretty central position. Will now take this free kick. Will now take this free kick for Charlton.
My timer's a bit behind. 30, 31, 32. There we go. We're up to speed now. Oh, wow. Charlton. The free kick was swung into the left-hand side. Looked to me like Famewo was able to win the header over Nightingale, and then it was just a first-time ball from Washington. Just laid it off for one of the players there, and he tried to take a touch. Thankfully got forced out of bounds. Shit. That was sketchy. Burstow holding it up here. There goes Chislett sprinting to try to win possession back. Dispossession there from Ayub. No, not quite. Matthews. He's Morgan. Giblet. Gibley. Barstow's going to drop deep here for Famewo. Come on, get the Redoni. Yes, Famewo got... His ball was... Okay, never mind. I was going to say his ball was very predictable. Redoni was able to get his foot on it, but then it went back to Famewo. Famewo, pardon. The play's starting to get a little more scrappy.
With a header out for another throw to the Dons as Charlton shuffle the back once again, and this time it's Scott Fraser, number 21, who's going to enter the fray for the final 17 minutes or so. And it's Albie Morgan, thorn in the Dons side throughout this afternoon, who's being withdrawn from the fray. And it's Scott Fraser who's going to come on for the closing stages. Ossu then with the throw for the Dons, back to Hennigan, and all the way back now to Nick Zanev.
Careful, Zanev. Took a touch towards his left, almost got dispossessed. Nicely done there by Chislett, getting stuck in the challenge, but couldn't get on the end of possession. Chislett has been freaking fantastic, man. Just active off the ball, offensively on the defensive end. He's trying to put on the press. Through ball over the top. Asal is actually able to almost out-muscle Claire. Yeah, it looked to me like Asal was going to get in behind, but then Claire just last minute gets his body in the way. They switch the play over to Jaisimi. He has plenty of space. Thankfully, Alsu closes it down. Oh, he gets beat, though, Alsu. Jaisimi on the left foot now. Took too long to get the cross off, though. Thankfully, Alsu was able to recover. Jaisimi faked the cross with the right foot and then just kind of completely dumbfounded Alsu. But then took a while to get the cross off, thankfully. Not sure what he was thinking there. Yeah, it's just he wasn't confident with his left foot, so he tried to take it to his right and then back to his left. Still results in a corner, though. Thankfully so, because it looked to me like Barstow was... It looked to me like he actually had plenty of space in between Hennigan and Nightingale. They had a big gap that Barstow was able to fill in. Had the cross come off, it could have been won there by Barstow towards the goal. Nick Zanev collects the cross there. There's a short corner cross collection by Zanev. George Dobson, yep. Well, come on, Hardigan. Get stuck in the challenge better than that. Let's go, Hennigan. Yeah, down the 18 went Connor Washington. Ben Hennigan's sliding challenge to win it. Hardigan tried to get stuck in the challenge earlier, but he just didn't get a strong enough challenge in. Ethan Chislett will be coming on. Or coming off, rather, sorry. Luke McCormick coming on. I was wondering when Maka would come on. I mean, he was starting, starting on the bench today. Been playing a lot of minutes and didn't really have the best game last time against Cheltenham. So, Rodoni coming off as well. So it's going to be a Ablade and McCormick. Ablade is actually going to be playing as an outside attacking mid kind of player now. Interesting. Oh, keeper spills it again. What the fuck? He had one of those earlier. Are you asking me if I can go to the swap meet, or you're saying you will go to the swap meet? I don't, because I'm going to take a fat ass nap after this. I only had like 4 hours of sleep, but we'll see. Because I do have to go out around 1 o'clock or so. If I do, it'd have to be like around 10:30 a.m., 11 a.m. If that's okay. Free kick will be coming in on the left-hand side. Yeah, it was a header away by Nightingale, and then Paul also tried to win the header over. Looked to me like that was Ghibli. Yeah, I'm not feeling swap meet right now, actually, if I'm honest. I'm down to hang, just not swap meet, I don't know. We could hang out again on, I think, I'll be free Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, you work Monday, never mind. Oh, 11:30, okay, yeah, that'd be too early then, yeah. I'm gonna take a fat-ass nap after this game. I'm pretty tired. Oh, okay, Shrewsbury at least equalized against Fleetwood. I just noticed that. Paul Osu just getting hassled and harried right now by number 14, Washington. I keep forgetting. Let's go, Asal. Claire taking too long to get the cross off. Asal just comes in the challenge, and nicely done there by Asal. But Gildy wins possession back from Asal, commits the foul, steps on his foot. Ayub Asal, scrappy individual, man. I fucking love this kid. Yeah, initially it was Luke McCormick that tried to play the challenge. Claire tried to take it to his left foot because of the impeding pressure there, and Ayub Asal just came flying in, winning the ball, thankfully, initially. Okay, miss, wake up at 12 p.m. No, I'm just kidding. You used to, I think, before you had work, but now I think your sleep schedule's in check. Even when you don't have work, I think you wake up kind of early now, right? Like 9 a.m. or so. 8:30 a.m. I know you used to wake up a little bit late, like 11, 12. I usually wake up, I've always woken up at like 9:30 the past like 2 years of my life. You can sleep if you want to. You have time. You have like 3 hours until work. Oof. Some off-the-ball press there played by Charlton after the initial header was won by Famueo, and he tried to knock it forward. You have work in 3 hours, bro. You got time. Just take like an hour nap and you're good. I know the bus is, yeah. Take the bus at like what, 9:30? Okay, maybe like a 30-minute nap then. Oh, you're right, you're right. Charlton just winning the first ball there on a few occasions. They've been winning a lot of headers both on both the offensive and defensive sides, unfortunately. AFC Wimbledon kind of struggling to... I mean, there have been a couple of times where they've won knockdowns, notably Nightingale in the first 5 minutes of the game. He won a knockdown and the keeper spilled it eventually. And there was an instance where Jack Rodoni won a header in the first half, but he couldn't steer it towards goal. Oh, nicely done by Luke McCormick. Putting that press, is able to dispossess. Giassimi gets brought down. No? No foul? Okay, throw in. Yeah, Luke McCormick came flying in, like sprinting, as initially it was number 21 in possession, and McCormick got a touch, and it went over to Giassimi, and then he was able to dispossess him. That's one thing I like about AFC Wimbledon. That's a constant. You know, their off-the-ball press, their work rate. Their off-the-ball movement was lacking last game against Charlton, but this game, their off-the-ball movement has been pretty good. It's just, you know, defensive woes have been hurting them. That's why you get stuff like, I don't know, power bars or, I don't know, like I don't know, a banana or... banana's probably not going to be enough, but, you know, something portable, I guess, so you can bring on the bus. Just in case. I don't know. Oh, Ennis plays a ball, through ball to Washington. Paul also gets caught a little high, also trying to recover. Nicely done. He does recover. Gets a little nick off the ball there. George Marsh comes in to help and makes the challenge. Dobson's going to switch the play. Basal putting the press on Matthews. Now putting the press on number 28. Terry Ablade putting the press on. I like the work rate here from Wimbledon. Willing to win the ball back by any means necessary. That being said, though, the results are not falling for us. I mean, we're probably going to fall in the relegation zone. Yeah, Morecambe are still beating Bolton 1-0. That's a tough one to swallow. Through ball down the right-hand side now. Boy, oh boy. There's a through ball there. Just, wow. Lee Brown got caught. Yeah, it was just Gilby that found himself in behind and then tried to play a ground cross, and it was deflected. Yeah, it was George Marsh that just hoofed it away from a corner, pretty much. Cross is a poor one, but it's all the way back to the left-hand side, back where it came from. Giassimi puts the ball back into the box again. Again, okay, thankfully Nick Zanov collects it, but it was Claire in the back post. We've been having a hard time dealing with back post headers. Counter-attack, though, as Paul Alsu tries to go forward. He took a touch to the center, though, and gets dispossessed by Innes, who just kind of swept it from behind. Paul Alsu could have just taken it down the wing a little bit further there. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I'm trying to look back at that, seeing if Alsu had some space, perhaps. Yeah, just take it down the line. You had a little bit of space there, Alsu. Especially because he's left-footed. I don't know. He wanted to advance the play down the center, maybe lay it off to someone. That's fair, but I don't know. He had a little bit of space down that left-hand side. Just take it. What can AFC Wimbledon conjure up here? If they can even conjure anything up. Did they already blow their wad, you know? Have they already exhausted all their options? Because definitely this is the best I've seen AFC Wimbledon offensively in a while. But the worst I've seen them defensively in a while. It's just a tough pill to swallow, man. Another game in which we could have gotten something out of, you know? Fuck. I mean, before this, I half expected Charlton to get the victory, but considering the way the game has gone, it's truly unfortunate that we're not able to get a result off of it. I mean, still 5 minutes to go. It's too early to say anything. I am not shaving for the next, like, 2 weeks. I'm cutting my hair, though. My hair's gotten really long, to be fair. Come on. Yeah, it was just a long ball that was headed away for a corner here for Charlton. Can Anthony Hartigan whip a good ball in? He did so on the Ben Hennigan goal. Let's see if he can do it again. AFC Wimbledon all starting off pretty much at the top of the 18. Ball back post, knockdown perhaps. Damn. Keeper came out. He looked like yeah, he came out and then just looked a little indecisive, and Hennigan tried to get a header towards goal. Instead of knocking it down, I thought he could have knocked it down. But yeah, I tried to steer towards goal just wide. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, my God. Well, Gilby just tried to pull off a Cole Stockton. It was a header there, or on the knockdown. Instead, it was Washington on the hold-up. And then Gilby just tried to one-time volley it from fucking the top of the midfield circle. Thankfully, nothing amounted. Nothing came of it. It was just, you know, probably like 6 yards wide. But Nick Zanev has a bit of a tendency to stay out a little bit, stay off his line. That's a good goal kick there. Terry Abladi is able to collect. Ah, poor first touch there by Maka. Or it was Hartigan, pardon. Paul Osu is able to pick off a through ball attempt there, intended for Washington, and then a through ball intended for Abladi heavy. Sounds delicious. I have ice cream and banana sometimes. Well, 2 minutes to go, and so far nothing to show for this game. I was actually looking forward to the second half, considering that, yeah, AFC Wimbledon were sketchy defensively, but they showed a lot of offensive promise. In the second half, aside from one decent spell in the first 10-15 minutes of the first half, I'd say 10 minutes, they've been fairly quiet and they've been pinned back by Charlton. They're knocking it around pretty well, though. McCormick now. Oh, try to play down the 18-yard box to Cosgrave, but it got cleared away. That was good work there by, that was a good first touch there by Abladi to, you know, to receive the pass from Brown. First touch square over to McCormick. And McCormick, good first touch because the pass came at him hot. Then he took like 4 touches towards the top of the 18, try to play it square. Abladi and McCormick exhibiting some good composure on the ball there. I gotta say fair play to Chislett too. He already came off a good bit ago, but he certainly has had a good game.
The fourth official will be preparing the overtime verdict tablet. Terry Abladi back on his feet, but this is just going to add to whatever time has already been predetermined as.
I'm not sure about Terry Abladi on the wing. I mean, he has good pace, but I think I think Mabute would have been a better option personally, but we'll see. Lee Brown's gonna get the cross off. Can we rescue a point, boys? Come on. We're in relegation form right now. 4 minutes of stoppage time, of course. Overlapping run here is Ayuba Sal. Never say never, my guy. Don't leave yet. Brown. Here we go. Crosses in. The knockdown by Nightingale. Cosgrave tries to play back towards the center. Cleared away. Osu now. Take it to your left. Hit it. Oh, shot was blocked. I knew he was going to hit it as soon as he took a touch towards the center. Oh, good ball. Good ball from Marsh. Nightingale. Oh, he took a shot towards goal from a bad angle. I thought he maybe could have played it. He could have played it down the center, but I think Innes was in the way, so maybe Nightingale could have chipped it over. There were two men, Ayuba Sal and Aaron Cosgrave, both open. Oops. Both open at the top of the 6-yard area, in between the 6-yard area and the penalty spot, but instead Nightingale took the shot on, and the keeper parried it away. Oh, man, if only Nightingale saw him open. Nightingale usually doesn't see himself in the final third. He's a defender after all. Hennigan tried to get a header. Back post, and he steered it a few yards wide there. Wasn't necessarily close to being a goal there, but... Damn it, dude. Nightingale... He had a Sal and Cosgrave to... Oh, well, not wide open, because, like I said, Innes was in the way. He had to pretty much chip it over. Freaking sorry. He had to chip it over Innes in order to even find them, but... Oh my god, they were open. Fuck. That was a good ball, though. Earlier by George Marsh, man. I can't fucking say enough about him, dude. He has been consistent, man. Very good replacement for Alex Woodyard. Long ball over the top, won by Innes. Matthews on the right-hand side getting pressed and harried. Commits the foul, though. Ayuba Sal. Yeah, Ayuba Sal was just screaming in frustration after the foul was committed. Fair play to him, man. He exhibits plenty of passion and desire, willing to get after it, you know. Not to say that the other players in AFC Wimbledon don't exhibit that, but Ayuba Sal just exhibits that in spades, man. Oh boy.
I think it's just going to be one long free kick now from McGillivray that could well just close out this victory for Charlton. Forward it goes down their right-hand side.
It's going to be out for a throw in here for AFC Wimbledon. One last opportunity, really, for AFC Wimbledon. Brown's going to lump it forward. Oh, header. What? Ayuba Sal. I don't really know if that was a foul, but Ayuba Sal was just staring at the referee like, "Are you kidding me?" And then one of the players there from Charlton. Hold on one second. That's not a foul, bro. What the fuck? A little bit of a nudge, maybe. Nah. Hey, what the fuck? Yeah, but I saw number 24. Who is that? Innes just put his hand in Ayuba Sal's face, and Ayuba Sal's like, "Get the fuck off me, bro!" Just like swatted his hand. But yeah, it's over. Oh. This is the... Okay. I know this sounds concerning because I should have been concerned earlier. I was concerned after the Shrewsbury game about how we were going to finish. But this is the first time this season where I've truly, you know, considering that I'm pretty positive and optimistic, this is the first time this season where I truly felt heartbroken after a game. Maybe not heartbroken, because there have been a couple games, like, for example, where we, you know, Burton, where we, I actually didn't see that game, but the Burton game where we conceded a goal a few minutes after. after going up. You know, the Sheffield Wednesday game where we went up 2-1 and then we conceded a goal. When I say heartbroken, I mean disheartened rather, where I'm just like kind of low-key depressed actually. What can I say? AFC Wimbledon has seen an inversely proportional season. In the beginning of the season, offensively, fantastic. I mean, it was up, down, up on the offensive side, and then down, up, down defensively. We can never be good both offensively and defensively. We're either good on the attack and shit defensively, like we were last game and this game, in which I'll get into in just a second, or we're getting after it, attacking. You know, we're creating chances. I think we were fantastic today on the attacking end, in the first half at least. Second half, you know, we kind of fizzled out a little bit. I'll get into that. But the defensive woes are back. The defensive woes that we used to see under Glyn Hodges, unfortunately, they're back in full force. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm going to go in chronological order here. I'm going to try to make sense of this. So, my hair's a mess, I'm sorry. First 5 minutes. Well, really, the first 15 minutes, we were just getting after it. You know, taking risks, playing through balls to Cosgrave, playing through balls to Asal. First 5 minutes. Little chip through ball over the top, off a free kick. Nightingale knocks it down, or rather knocks it high and back towards the center. Keeper spills it after Chislett, you know, he has his back turned. He doesn't know where the keeper is. Keeper spills it. Good no call by the ref. We actually got a decent call today, or no call, lack thereof. And then Ayub Asal is able to outmuscle a center back, pokes it through. It's for Ethan Chislett. Chislett turns, blasts it, roof of the net. Good start. Unfortunately, the defensive woes continue. There was a corner kick about 10 minutes in. Back post was Innes. Completely open, unmarked. To be fair, he started in the center and then kind of trickled back post. We couldn't track his run. And then he nodded it back towards the center. Thankfully, amounted to nothing. Right? It went back post over everyone's head. But then like 5 minutes later, another issue with the corner kick. Innes, once again, a threat in set pieces all game. The center back, Innes. You know, wait, let me actually see his statistics, because I actually don't think he started too many games. Yeah, Ryan Innes, only 10 starts, 8 appearances for Charlton. But yeah, I mean, he started on the center. Nightingale was behind him, kind of trying to hold him off. And then Innes got loose, near post, nodded it towards goal. Zanev maybe could have done a little bit better, but the header was put with a lot of pace. You know, it was tough for him to react in time. And it was a goal, 1-1. And then, let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to remember what happened, because my brain is farting right now. Yeah, Connor Washington getting himself on the score sheet in the 31st minute. We saw a couple of through balls over the top. And in this instance, it was a throw-in that I think Aneke dropped deep, was able to flick it over the head of Rodoni, who was trying to contest. And then Will Nightingale was the only one behind the midfield line. He was the only one. Ben Hennigan came up to try to win, you know, the header after Aneke won. He instinctually went up to try to challenge whoever that was that played a ball over the top. I think it was Jayasimi. Yeah, Jayasimi just took a touch to his right, over the top to Connor Washington. And Ben Hennigan tried to play on the press. He didn't actually press him, but he was trying to run up to press instead of leaving Hardigan. Hardigan was the one that was supposed to, you know, to put the pressure on. Ball got played over the top. Nightingale just a little slow to react and also got beat for pace. Connor Washington took a couple touches to the center, slotted it in. And Lee Brown was also on the attacking half, on the other side. Will Nightingale was the only one on the defensive end, on our own defensive end. Just poor. We were super high for no reason. Just came out of nothing, really. All we have to do, pin them in, you know, the likes of Marsh, Hardigan, pin them in, and an outside back too. Pin them towards the line. Center back, stay back. Don't know what they were doing there. And then, thankfully, we were able to get ourselves on the score sheet 5 minutes after that through Ben Hennigan. completely dumbfounded his defenders, lost his mark, was able to like dive down almost ground level and just nodded in back post, top of the six. It was a great ball from Anthony Hartigan. Hartigan had a decent game today in terms of, you know, pinging some passes. Didn't give the possession away too frequently like he did last time against Charlton, pardon. I think he did decent on the defensive end too. George Marsh, as always, was fantastic. You know, getting into challenges, taking a couple touches out of space, played a couple of good balls in. And there was one instance in the second half. I know I'm going up in chronological order a little bit, but he played a through ball over the top to Will Nightingale as we were down 3-2, a few minutes left. Played a through ball over the top to Will Nightingale. It was a great through ball over the top. Played with great power, just perfectly weighted. Nightingale blasted it near post instead of maybe playing it down the center to a Sal or Terry Ablade, who were both, Cosgrave, pardon, who were both open at the top, you know, in between the 6-yard area and the penalty spot. To be fair, Innes was in position, so Nightingale would have to play him over, but I don't think Nightingale even saw them. He kind of just, you know, he's not used to being in the final third, Nightingale, because he's a center back. He had his eye on the ball the whole time, just wanted to blast it, even though it was a bad angle, beaten out for a corner kick. But that was a good ball by George Marsh. That was the point I wanted to make. I know I went on a bit of a tangent. So 2-2 at the end of the half. I was confident, right? I had some conviction that AFC Wimbledon could nick a draw out of this, or maybe could nick a win out of this, because we've been improving offensively, game by game by game. But I think this was a huge leap from the last game. I think this is a huge step up in the attacking end, because we played several through balls to Cosgrave. We tried to play a couple times in behind to Jack Rodoni. Some of the through balls were over the top. Some of the balls were like 1-2s in behind. And I think we were a lot more versatile today on the attacking end than usual. The issues today were defensively. And the third goal was no different. Defensive woes once again from the set piece. The corner kick, or it was a free kick rather, played all the way back post to Famewo. I think it was a corner actually. To Famewo. It was a really good cross, by the way, put with a lot of pace and a lot of conviction. Lee Brown just got out-muscled by Famewo. And, you know, he didn't even challenge for the header. He was trying to, like, you know, hold on to him, trying to get him out of the way, and then just got out-muscled by Famewo, who just kind of got an arm up and was able to kind of pin down Lee Brown, preventing him from making the challenge. And defensively all game, you know, we just weren't at it. A couple times, Connor Washington had a fucking field day today. Like, several through balls over the top. Sometimes Hennigan would recover and force him back. Nightingale would recover, force him back. Paul Ostu was our best defender today. I can't believe I'm saying this. Paul Ostu was our best defender today. He got caught in behind maybe once. Got caught too high maybe once. Lee Brown was woeful today. Lee Brown got caught like 3-4 times, a little too high. It's just a one-off, right? Lee Brown's a class player, but I can't believe I'm saying Paul Ostu was our best defender today. It boggles my mind. It really does. Just this. Oh boy, I don't know. Yes, yes, Bolton gets in there. Thank you for saying that. I was about to check the results. I was gonna be like, please, Morecambe. Morecambe just dropped 2 points. Thankfully, at least we're still above the relegation zone. Granted, I think now we're probably tied on points with Morecambe, right? Thank fuck, man. Thank fuck that happened. That was good. Very good. Thank fuck, dude. But anyway, I'm gonna try to give some pointers. Okay, it's a tie for man of the match between Ethan Chislett and George Marsh. Ethan Chislett was all over the place today, dude. Ethan Chislett, when he was on the ball, he looked calm. He looked collected. First touch was good. You know, he's always looking to get into space. You know, he wasn't being, you know, reactive, like get the ball and then think, okay, what do I do now? He always took a look, knew where he wanted to play the ball after he received it. And Chislett obviously getting on the score sheet. And then there were a couple of times where he played Rodoni in on the right-hand side, you know, in an overlap, or, you know, he actually didn't have an opportunity to create space for a shot. You know, Ethan Chislett likes to bend it far post. Unfortunately, didn't really have any chances to do so. Still going. How the fuck is it still going? Wait, what? Okay. No, okay. 14 minutes past stoppage time. Bakayoko. Yes, not to be confused with the Bakayoko that used to play for Chelsea. But I wonder what happened, because Ricardo Santos looks to me like he got a red card. The center back. Damn, I wonder what happened in that game. I'm going to have to watch the highlights and see what happened. But good on Bolton. Good on Bolton for getting the equalizer. But Ethan Chisel was fantastic today, both on the offensive end and defensively, too. He helped out Asal sometimes on the press. And helping out Hardigan. Marsh did pretty well overall, all around. And then Ablade coming on, he didn't really have any impact on the game. I thought Ablade came on for Radoni as an outside attacking mid. First time he started as an attacking mid. Not a bad idea considering he has a lot of pace, but I think he just looked a little out of his element. He's more of a striker, even though he's only 5'8". He's... Dare I say we should play two up top, but we aren't going to. I think Sam Cosgrove and Aaron Cosgrave are decent choices to have up top as a lone striker. Not Terry Ablade. So I think having Ablade playing as a winger, maybe developing him as a winger instead of a striker, could pan out long term. I think Cosgrove as a lone striker could pan out long term. Aaron Cosgrave. Well, wait, Sam Cosgrove. Is he on loan? Or I forget. No, we actually signed him, right? Hold on.
Here's information from Renegade Brewing.
Yeah, we signed him for a 6-month deal, I think. Yeah, it's on loan. Birmingham on loan. Okay. Cosgrove. We'll have him for the rest of the season. Decent player to have up top, right? Well-rounded. Cosgrave can come on as a substitute, provide fresh legs, very pacey, decent on the hold-up too. I think now we should see Ablade coming on as a sub, as an outside winger, maybe having Mabude come on every once in a while. I actually expected Mabude to come on today, but Ablade did. McCormick coming on did provide some good off-the-ball press, did very well in that respect. And overall, I think it was a good game offensively, but the woes defensively have returned. I did mention that in the stream that I haven't seen AFC Wimbledon playing this poorly in the last few games since Glyn Hodges was under center. And that's saying something. So, it has to be fixed. It really does. Something's got to give. We got to put it all together. Attack, defense. We need to put it all together. That being said, thank you guys for watching.